Hey everyone, this is Koki from creativekoki.com. Welcome to week 3 of the Impi Aneesa Mandala Kel. This week we are going to work rounds 36 to 42 only. Um, the prelude does indicate that we would have finished the mandala at this point, but unfortunately life does get a bit in the way, so I wasn't able to get ready for you. And thank you all for your patience and understanding. It's a fairly short video. There's only a few rounds this week, and they are all fairly simple rounds, so you will all be able to catch up in no time at all. So let's get started. Okay, so we are at round 36. Interestingly, you'll see on week 1 we stopped at a similar stitch to week 2. And yeah, that it really wasn't planned that way, it just worked out. We are starting just after the group of 9 double crochet, so just after that cluster. It's that first single crochet is our starting point, and into that first single crochet you will work a standing half double crochet. You will now work a half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. It's 2, 3, and 4. There we go, 4 half double crochets. And now a single crochet in each of those double crochets. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now half double crochets into those single crochets, and that's all there is to week 36. Super simple stitches. Right, so the starting point for round 37 is exactly the same point that we started at for round 36, and it is that first stitch after the group of 9 double crochet clusters. And we are going to now start with a standing single crochet into that first half double crochet. Oops, if I could keep that on the hook. Let's try again. A standing single crochet, and there we go. Now we are going to introduce the puff stitch. So it's a new stitch, we haven't done it before. It's yarn over through the stitch and pull a loop, yarn over through the stitch, pull a loop, one more time. So that's 3 times, and then it's yarn over, pull through all the loops and chain 1 to close that stitch, and that's about the height of a double crochet. Let's do it again. So it's yarn over into that stitch and pull up a loop 3 times, yarn over, pull through all and chain 1 to close that stitch. Then one more time. So it's yarn over, pull through loop, yarn over, pull through all and chain 1. And now we work a single crochet into that last half double crochet. Now this is deliberate. So on the previous rounds we created that wave, and now we've got to work into that crest of the wave to try and make this into a circle again. Now, important to note in the next few stitches is we are not working into that stitch from round 36. Instead, we are working around the post of those double crochets from round 35. And we're going to work a back post single crochet around each of those posts. And this is not new. You have done this on previous rounds. And this is deliberate. It's to keep the stitches quite short. That's why we've chosen a back post single crochet. If I could just show you that closely. There we go. And you can see that decorative look on the right. So let's just finish the stitches all the way through. So that's 9 back post single crochets around that post. And there we are. So you'll see it's beautiful on the front, and then the stitch is deliberately short in the back. so we don't see it on the front, from the front. And yeah, just continue with the pattern. So your starting point for round 38 is actually the center of that wave, and you need to count 5 stitches. So you're starting in that 5th stitch. So either count the stitch or count those back post single crochets, and you will start with a standing single crochet in the stitch. There we go. Now you will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work a half double crochet into that first single crochet. Now you will work a single crochet into each of the puff stitches. So remember I said this is about making this into a circle again, hence the different stitches. So that's 3 single crochets and now a half double crochet into that single crochet. There we go. Now you'll chain 3 and find that center stitch, which is your 5th stitch, and work a single crochet into that stitch. Chain 3 and work a half double crochet into that first single crochet. So there we go. We are now bringing this back into a circle, and just to continue a little bit more, single crochets into the puff and half double crochet into the single crochet. And I'll see you on the next round. We are now on round 39, and because I'm working in the same color as round 38, I didn't fasten off. I'm now going to chain 2 as that first half double crochet, and now chain 3 to create that first chain 3 space, and into each of the next 5 stitches I am going to work a half double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Now going to work chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a half double crochet into that center single crochet, and then another chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work a half double crochet into each of those stitches. Now again, this is not new. You have done similar stitches before on previous rounds, and you can see that we are working it up to create that circle again. So there you have it, and if you look to a few rows down, you will see we've created that similar effect. I'm not a fan of these holes, I must admit. I prefer tight and close stitches, but this pattern certainly works. There we go, our starting point for round 40, and I ask you to look for the stitch that is between the 2 chain 3 spaces, and that's really that single stitch that is at the top of that 9 double crochet cluster. Now into this stitch you are going to work a standing half double crochet. So there we go. Now be warned, this stitch is a little difficult to get into because of the chains before it, so it will require some effort, but you can do it. There we go, a standing half double crochet. Now you will work 3 half double crochets in that chain space. Then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. There we go. And now in each of those chain 3 spaces you will work 3 half double crochets and a half double crochet into that center stitch, and yeah, and you follow the pattern repeat. Simple. Round 41. This round definitely does not need a video, um, but just for continuity, it's a standing, there we go, a standing back post half double crochet to start with, and a back post half double crochet in each stitch around. It really doesn't matter where you start, just make sure that you work a back post into every single one of those stitches. Because of the chain spaces, some of those stitches are difficult to see, but this is where your markers will come in handy when you do the count. That's it. Here we go, the final round for this week. Choose any stitch that you want to start in and start with a standing half double crochet in that stitch, and then a half double crochet in each stitch around. And that's it. I do apologize for the lighting. It suddenly gave up on me on this round. But it's really, you don't really need a video. It's just for continuity. And that's it. That's the end of week 3. So I've just chosen a few of the photographs from Facebook to show you what the mandala looks like at the end of week 2. And isn't that amazing? Each one just just so unique, and everyone looks so completely different depending on the colors chosen. Thank you for allowing me to release fewer rounds this week. We'll be back next week with the rest of the mandala. And from me until next week, goodbye.